Hi guys, welcome back. This is now issue 54 of Build the Classic Routmaster. Okay, so forgive me if I sound a bit off. I've still at the end of this illness I had. I don't know what it was, whether it's some sort of head cold or sinusitis or something, but I do feel a lot better now. So yeah, without further ado, let's go down. We'll crack on with this build. Looks like there's quite a few bits to do, some details to add. So yeah, quite exciting. So let's go down, check off the parts and start the build. Okay, so here we go. We've got issue 54. Looks like some handrails in there. Lots of screws and some bell push details and things. So let's crack into this carefully. And we'll check off all the parts. Okay. Brilliant. So I'm just going to carefully undo this. I'll get my parts tray ready. And then we'll check these parts off. So I can see straight away, right, some screws there. Get rid of them. That's held in with some tape. We'll go through that in a second. I just want to be careful of this side because there is some small details in here, just loose. There we go. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. So in this issue we've got the rear entrance wall, which is this part here. This is absolutely amazing. Okay, so there's some nice detail. It says passengers must not give the starting signal. Okay, and I have noticed this defect already actually. Yeah, passengers must not give the starting signal. Then under here it says use tickets. And this is to carry 64 passengers, 28 lower deck, 36 upper deck. However, if you look really closely, there's a sticker over that. It says use tickets underneath that. And they've covered it up because it's like a ghosting effect. You can see that it's been painted underneath that. And that is like a sticker that's been stuck over it to hide perhaps a spelling mistake or something, or they've amended something and they've stuck a sticker over that. Now the camera's not really picking it up. Let me see if I can get the camera to pick that up. No, but you can just about see. Just above the D, you can see another D. See? Can you see the U? You've got the two lines just above the U. And then there's some black markings underneath. It's like a ghosting effect. So, I'm not sure what's happened there. So it'd be interesting to see if anyone else has got that. And then over here it says saloon lighting switches. So that is part A. Okay, so B is the right handrail, which is this larger one here. Very, very fragile. It moves. There's not much, tiniest knock, and I think that could be damaged. So be really super careful with that part. C is the left handrail, and that's this piece here. Not a bad finish, although you can see there's some markings underneath there. must be where it was manufactured. So you've got a mark there and a mark there. So hopefully that won't be seen when we've actually attached this to the bus. D is the used tickets box, which is this black piece here. And I know Fleetwood J, he's done a mod, and if you go to the Facebook group, I think you can, if you go to the file section, you can download. He's actually gone to the effort to make to scale tickets that you can print off yourself at home and cut out, and you can put the used tickets in here so they sort of overflow out the top of the bin, which is a brilliant touch. So I might do that. So yeah, just head over to the Facebook group. The link is in the description below. And yeah, you can download that. So thank you Fleetwood J for doing that. 54E is the bell push surrounds, and there's 2 of those. And then there you go. This again, I need to sort of cut the focus out. There's some nice detail on there. It says push once. Absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do is keep them in. I'm actually going to keep them in this, because if I remember correctly, we don't actually need these at this stage. I think saying that, I think the manual does instruct us to fit them, if I remember correctly. But we'll see. I'm speculating. We've got AP screws, and there's 2 types. So we've got 3 black and 6 silver. So there are my 3 black AP screws, and then there are my 6 silver ones. Okay, and I'm happy that that is all the parts complete. So I can get rid of the rubbish now. So I'm just going to take out these screws and put them in the tray. And then obviously when we're done, I can put these away in my screw pot. But for the purposes of this, I shall just use them. What I normally do is use them from the issue that we get them. I mean, well, we've got no choice for this, because obviously I don't think we've actually got any silver AP screws as of yet. So the first thing it wants us to do, step 1, is position the used ticket box part D against the rear entrance wall A, so the screw holes are aligned. Fix in place with 2 black AP screws. So I'm just going to grab my screwdriver. Okay, so what we're going to do is there's like you can tell where obviously it says used tickets, and there's like 2 holes, but there's like they're raised holes, and there's 2 smaller holes here. So in theory that should fit in there perfectly. Yeah. And then once that's fitted, you can't move that. It just fits into place. You'll know when that's in correct. And then what we're going to do is hold that down, and then obviously in these 2 holes here, we're going to put black AP screws. And I'm just going to put a screw up on my screwdriver, and then I'm just going to start one off like so, and then grab another, and then once they're both in, I can then proceed to tighten them up. Just to, you know, not tight, we're working with plastic, don't forget. So I'm just going to stop where it wants to stop, and that is solid. So I'm really happy with that. Apart from obviously this sticker that they've stuck on, this decal, it'd be interesting to know. It'd be actually really interesting to try and peel. I'm not going to, because it'll ruin it completely, but it would be interesting to sort of somehow peel that off and see what the error was in the first place. So I think that's going to be it with the black AP screws for this, because obviously we always get one extra, and I have got one left. Yeah, step 2, it says fit the 2 bell push surrounds E into the large holes near the entrance wall. These will be held in place when the inner skin of the wall is fitted. Note that on the inside of the wall panel, the large holes in the bell push surrounds fit over the raised screw sockets. Okay, so it is asking us to fit them. So it wants one here and then one up here. Now let me just test fit one and see what it feels like, because I'm worried that that'll go missing. But saying that, that's actually a really nice tight fit, so I think I'll be safe actually. Okay, we'll go with that. That's not going anywhere. So these can only go in one way, because there's like a little cutout. Let me just focus that in a bit. You've got your 2 holes, and then you've got like a little cut there, or like a raised part. And if you look at the actual surround, you can see that it's shaped. So you couldn't actually get that in the wrong way. You could to a certain degree, but it wouldn't fit flush. So that will only go in one way. Once you've got that in the right orientation, it needs quite a hefty little push in. And once you're happy that that is in, it should look like that. And then we've got the detail in there, so they've got that bell push in that one, and then you've got this one, and that just sets off the white nicely, doesn't it? That does look really good. Okay, so if you're happy to leave them in, which I am, as I say, they could go missing if you've got a loose fit, so I'd recommend keeping that until we're ready to actually install them properly, but I think I'm going to be okay with that. Next, we're going to identify the fixing points on the rear entrance wall A for the right hand rail. Okay, so I can see them straight away, and that's these 2 here. There's 4 holes in total. I'm guessing 2 of them will be locating holes and 2 of them will be where the screw fixes in. So we want this rail here. Yeah. Okay, so the 2 bottom holes, the larger holes, are the pins, locating pins. And once that goes in, there you go, it holds in there quite nicely, and then you can then attach them with 2 of the silver AP screws. So I'm just going to start these off, and as I keep saying, I do love the way they use the different coloured screws for the different applications, because I think if they just used all black everywhere, black screws, it would look funny. Okay, so I've just done that enough that I'm happy with, just till they've stopped. That is not going anywhere. So yeah, really happy with that. So that is that handrail in place. Not too bothered about the marks on the handrail, because that is on this side, and obviously we'll be looking at the bus through the door at this side, so it's going to be really, you won't see that by the time the rest of the we've built this area up. I think there's some cupboards going here or something, and then obviously you've got the staircase, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so step 4, we're going to be attaching the other handrail now. And again, this is very much in the same sort of way, except there's only 2 locating pins, which are in the middle here. So what we want to do is have it in this orientation. So you've got this bend that comes up. This will obviously go opposite this handrail here. And then the 2 locating pins will go in these 2 holes just above the used ticket bin. So it's probably best to carefully put that in. And that is a rather tight fit, and it's slightly tighter than I feel comfortable actually, but I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to very carefully sorry if I've gone a bit quiet, I'm just trying to concentrate. I don't want to. Okay, that's gone in. That was really difficult, but just take your time. It needs quite a lot of firm pressure. What you could do is perhaps file the holes out a bit, but I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to make this too loose, because bearing in mind we've only got 2 points of contact to hold this in. We've got this up here and then obviously this down here, so I wanted this to be a really tight fit. Now that has gone in nicely, but it did take a lot of pressure. Like you can see my thumb's got a dent in it, so just be really careful with that. So once that's in, we're going to use 3 more AP screws. We want 2 up here and then just the 1 at the bottom down here. So I'm going to start with 1 at the top, and that is going in lovely. I'm not going to tighten it because I might need movement. The bottom is, if I leave it where it is, you can see the hole is off center. Can you see that? So with my finger, I'm just going to bring that out very slightly so that hole lines up, and whilst holding that, I can then slowly get that screw in like so, and that has gone straight in. So that being done, I'm then going to move back and do the remaining hole at the top. Let me just adjust the focus a little bit. Again, that's gone in, so now I'm going to proceed to tighten. So 1 and 2. I'm happy with that. And then just tighten the bottom one. And I'm really happy with that. Not loose. It's all sitting flush. And that is a perfect fit. So yeah, really good. As I say, just be really careful when you're pushing these in. Okay, so that was it for issue 54. I actually really enjoyed that. I think it's more because last week we had obviously the figurine. We had old Twiggy, didn't we? In the Swinging 60s outfit. So there wasn't actually a build last week, and I didn't actually do all these builds in one go. I am actually filming this. Well, I was filming this yesterday for you guys watching. So it was a nice little break, and it's nice to get stuck back in. So yeah, I really enjoyed that issue. It was a little bit challenging with that handrail because I was a bit scared I was going to break it. But no, however, I'm really happy with the way that's turned out. And that is it now until next week. Well, hopefully next week, because this was the fourth issue in my delivery that I got last month. So I'm hoping my new delivery will come in time for next week. Routmaster is normally really good for me, and they do normally come on time. But anything can happen, you know, out of my control. So hopefully I'll see you next Monday. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, subscribe. If you wish to support me, you can buy me a coffee. There is a link in the description below, and there's also a Amazon wish list with a few items on there, if you wish to support me that way as well. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to those who have helped me out with the channel and bought me a coffee, and I've had a few gifts come through the post. It's absolutely I keep saying, but I'm really overwhelmed. So thank you, big thank you to everyone who has contributed to that. But anyway, that's enough for me. So hopefully see you next Monday. Take care.